I did also forget to mention last episode that these flowers, they're called goldenrods. They're actually there to represent clay. Those, you'll see them quite literally throughout the entire exploration of this entire series. They're everywhere. So don't be afraid to marker it. Don't be afraid not to marker it because you will run into it quite a lot. I also figured out how to turn on those tooltips. Just go to Options, World, highlight Tooltips, and then you can toggle it on or off. So now I'm going to teach you how to create your first shovel. Just follow me. Just take off the sides and take off those two bottom ones, and then there you go. Now you have a shovel head. We're going to use this to dig up some clay, that way we can create some ceramic objects. The clay is fairly easy to spot. It's got this weird stripe through it and a very gray look to it. Depending on the area you're in and the biome, this should stay to a dark gray, to a black, or light gray. So once you have enough clay, right click with at least 7 clay in your hand, and you'll be able to create the clay jug. I'll teach you how to do that right now. Just take out the first 2 squares right up there. Hold on, yeah, there you go. Right there, that's how you do it. And now you have a clay jug. I'll create 1 or 2 more, possibly even a clay vessel. You'll need the clay vessel for heating and storing materials and things like that. So now that we've created our jug, we're going to create our clay vessel. Just take out all 4 corners and there you go. You have a clay vessel. We're going to need 2 of these because I want to store... Oh crap, I messed it up. That's okay, we could just exit out of this and create a new one. It's all good. I need 2 of these, that way I can store more materials. So I'm just going to create that really quick. And then I'm going to dig a hole in the ground for heating these up. So, to dig a hole, you obviously know how to do that. Just dig it 2 down instead of the normal 1. And then shift right click your materials down. You can only do this with clay and ceramic items, so be careful what you wish for. Then you'll need to put, I believe, 8 straw into this hole. You'll need to cut down a tree for 8 logs, but you know, that's not too much of a task. You'll have to put the 8 logs in the hole. I believe that's 8 of them. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure it's 8. Okay, we've got our 8 logs. Let's just put those in there. Okay, easy enough. And now we'll need our fire starter, which we can craft really quick. We all know how to do that. Sorry, I just had to clear my throat there. I was just having problems, you know. Getting a bit sick. There we go. Come on. There you go. Okay. So, next we need to create a bit of a shelter for our fire, just in case it starts raining. Just do a little arm thing right there. And you know what? I'll be right back, because that takes a long time to get done, and I'm really not that patient, so yeah, I'll be right back. Oh wait, I almost forgot something. I'm going to teach you how to create a fire really quick. Just throw down 3 sticks and use your fire starter to create a little campfire. There you go. You can also put sticks in the top of this, right there where it's highlighted, to create torches. You put logs in the left side of it to keep it heated. Okay, so I've created this little shelter around our little outpost. Oh, look, they're done. So shift right click once again to get them out. You'll have to have an empty hand for this, sadly, but that's how you get them out. So I've created this little outpost. I'm just going to set a waypoint here really quick. If my character ever, like, press the button. Thank you. Okay. This will be named, like, Outpost 2 or something. I'll think of a name. But anyway, now you have your ceramic containers. You use the ceramic jug to get water, and you can store small items in the ceramic vessel. I did also forget to mention that you can only store fresh water inside of your jugs, so be careful of that. Try not to get too much salt water. You can tell it's fresh water because of the plant that's near it. I believe it's called a water plant. Pretty good name, right? It just cleans the water up, that way you can drink it. And there you go, you have a water jug. Remember, if you're drinking out of a water jug, it does refill a lot of your water, so it really doesn't matter if you're carrying around 2 or if you're carrying around 10. It'll pretty much fill you up all the way. So only carrying around a few a day because, you know, it's really not that big of a deal. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys was about ores. You see, I have 10 of these small tetrahedrite, which I believe is either like tin or copper or something. You dig a hole and you do the same thing that you would with fire and clay items, except you put your clay vessel in there. You put your small little ores inside of your clay vessel, and then you put it down. I'm going to fire a few other things, like we're going to need a mold to put the metal in afterwards, so don't forget to do that. We're probably also going to need a pickaxe mold. That way we can create our own little pickaxe that we can use everywhere. Other than that, you just put it in the hole like you would any other ceramic item, and then you take it out, you right-click with it, you put your mold in there, it'll fill up with metal, and then you take it out, and then you right-click with that mold that has the metal in it, and then you pour it into your other mold, the pickaxe mold, or your other tool mold. Instead of, telling you about it, I'm just going to show it to you really quick. So now that our stuff is done, we can just take it out really quick. It shouldn't just take too long. Shift right click like you would any other item. Okay, so, oh crap, my inventory is way too full. Okay, right click with your vessel, and then you put your mold in there. That way you can fill it up with unshaped copper. If you shift on any ore, it'll show you the units. You need 100 units in order to create a an entire ingot to fill a mold. If your mold isn't brilliant white or liquid hot, it will not be able to pour into another mold. So be careful of that. If you need to reheat it, you can reheat it in the fireplace. You can get your copper pickaxe head out of the mold by doing what I just did. Okay, so what we need to do next is create 2 ingots. We're actually going to be creating an anvil in the next few minutes. Could possibly be a little bit more, so yeah, be wary. Oh, I need a few more sticks, so I'll be right back when I gather a few more sticks. But yes, this world was created for demonstrational purposes. That way I can get my point across faster without having to gather all of the resources. We need to create a fire down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing. Okay. We'll need 2 more sticks to create a fire starter. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Come on. There we go. Alright. I learned that hickory is the hottest burning wood. We're going to need a lot of hickory, so let's just do that. We're not going to be able to. Okay. So there we go. Put your copper ingot in there. We're going to need a lot more sticks. So let's get some more sticks. Let's just grab a stack of them. Okay. There we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it. Okay, so we need to put these in here until they're burning hot or bright red. Bright red. That's the word. Bright red. We also need a bellows. I'll teach you how to create bellows really quick. So if you look at the crafting recipe, you're going to need leather and sequoia planks. To create a saw, which you'll need to create planks, it's actually fairly easy. You just get the saw mold and you pour your metal inside there, just like you would with any other tool. Oh, you actually need to learn how to create the saw mold. If you look at the website, the TFC wiki, just go to there and grab the plan. It's not too difficult. So, these are the required materials for the first step of creating leather. We'll have to make some planks. We can do this by just grabbing some right there from your saw and your hickory logs. Now we can create the barrel, which we'll be tanning the leather in. That's how you create a barrel, and this is how you create a bucket. You will need a bucket of water. I believe it's fresh water or salt water. I'm not really sure if it's specific, but just for demonstration purposes, we'll be using fresh water buckets. There we go. So place your barrel on the ground, use your buckets, and place them inside. Wait until it's full. Well, you wouldn't be really waiting. You'd be putting buckets in and waiting. There you go, and it is full. So next you'll want to put your logs in, and then seal. You'll have to wait quite a while, but this will eventually turn into tannin. Okay, so next in the process we'll have to create lime water. So, if you look it up in your MEI, there we go, you'll see that it's just flux and wooden bucket full of fresh water. So the next step is to create the hammer. Right click with 2 rocks in your inventory and just do what I do. And there you go, a hammerhead. You'll need this to weld things together. You also need some flux. You can get flux by putting particular types of rock with a hammer. Limestone, dolomite, chalk, marble, and borax work. So let's get a few of these. There we go. Okay, let's fill this with lime water. What we'll be doing with this is using our large raw hide and soaking it in this. Okay, so I'll be back when that's done. Okay, now that we've soaked our hide, the next thing we'll need to do is put it in a barrel of water to clean it. It's the same process. You just get your water and you start filling it. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is scrape our now large soaked hide. And now you get a large scraped hide. You put this in a barrel of water and seal it, and come back in about 12 to 14 hours. In game time, obviously. Okay, I think it's done. Here we have our large prepared hide, and now we can put it in our oak barrel of tannin and seal that up. I'll come back when it's done. Okay, so now we have our prepared leather, and we can use this to create a bellows. You'll need 3 of it, which sadly I don't have, so for purposes of demonstration I'll be spawning bellows in. There we go. So we could just get rid of that. So what we need to do is place these right up against our fire pits. There we go. When you right click it, you'll notice that it's blowing into the fire. We'll need this to get the copper ingots to welding capacity, which shouldn't be too difficult. If it reaches danger, you'll want to take it out immediately and place it where you want to weld it. So the next step is to create the hammer. Right click with 2 rocks in your inventory and just do what I do. And there you go, a hammerhead. You'll need this to weld things together. You also need some flux. You can get flux by putting particular types of rock with a hammer. Limestone, dolomite, chalk, marble, and borax work. For purposes of demonstration, I will be spawning flux in. Right click with your stone hammer on igneous types of rock. You can find this on the wiki also in the stone category. Put that there and put the flux over here. Next, you'll want to light your fires and give your bellows about 6 pumps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you'll notice the temperature is rising way above normal. And your items should heat faster as well as get to a different heat. It goes down fairly quickly, so eventually you will have to pump it back up again. When your copper ingots reach the orange stage, that's when you can pull them out, shift click them into your weld category, and weld them together. And now you have a copper double ingot. You'll need to make 6 more of these in order to create an anvil, but for demonstration purposes I will be spawning 6 more of them in. Copper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To create an anvil, you'll need to plop them in just like this. And now I have a copper anvil. You can transplant any stone and flux that you have inside of the other anvil, and just place them in here. And now you can work bronze in other tiers of metal. Not until about tier 2 you will need another anvil. But I do recommend on upgrading as soon as possible. That has been a demonstration on how to work the stone anvil and work metals. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe for the next episode. Thanks for watching. My name is Memeparable. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!